Hello students, how are you? Hope you are good. I once again welcome back in my new video. In this new video today I am going to start chapter number 4, The Journey Begins. The Journey Begins has been written by a French novelist, Jules Verne. Jules Verne was a well-known writer, a poet, as well as a well-known playwright. He has written different types of adventure novels, and it is very interesting to know that he has written about aeroplanes, submarines, space travel, and skyscrapers. And this he has written long before they came into reality. So children, let's start chapter number 4, The Journey Begins. It has been adapted from Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Verne. How long would it take you to go around the world if you get into a satellite carrier? It may take you round the earth in just over an hour and a half. The writer is asking us that suppose you have been given a satellite carrier, how much time it will take you to go around the world. Then he gives his answer that it may take 1.5 hours to take around over the world. But the earth is not the same as the world. The world means countries, cities, towns and villages. In short, people. If you travel by air, you can go around the world with some stopovers and changes of flights in about 2 days. The writer again also is asking, suppose you have been given to travel by air. It may take 2 days, but sometimes you have to, sometimes there may be stopovers or you may have to change the flight. But I think in 2 days, you may cover the whole round. But suppose there were no aeroplanes and no motor cars, how long would it take you to go around the world then? And then again the writer is asking us, suppose there were no more aeroplanes and no motor cars, then how much time you would take to cover around the world? In this text, Phileas Fogg accepts a challenge by his friend to travel around the world in 80 days. The text is from the novel Around the World in 80 Days, written in 1873. The writer says that this text has been adapted Around the World in 80 Days and it has been written in 1873. And he says that he has accepted the challenge by his friends and to go around the world in 80 days. Phileas Fogg shut the door of his house at exactly 11:30 in the morning. Fogg believed in time. When he arrived at the place, people looked at their watches to check the time. You know children, Phileas Fogg was a very punctual man. He was always punctual. Wherever he used to go, he used to reach on time. At 11:30, he went out of the house, he shut the door, and as he arrived out of the house, people who saw him, they set their watch. They know that this man is a very punctual man. They set their watch they know that this man is a punctual man, so they set their watch according to him. And he always used to be on time. The house being shut at the usual time, Fogg went to the Reform Club for breakfast. On arrival, he went at once to the dining room and took his place at his usual table, which had already been laid for him. He was always on time. As he shut the door, he went to the Reform Club to have the breakfast. Reform Club is the name of the club. Daily he used to go for breakfast. When he went there, he was on time. And the waiters knew that this person is a very punctual man. So before he came, they used to set his breakfast before he used to come. They cleared the table. They had washed several cups that were on the table and they have kept his breakfast ready before Phileas Fogg used to arrive there. Breakfast was washed down with several cups of tea before he rose at 30 minutes to come. and before he used to come, breakfast was ready. Then he walked towards the reading room where he was handed a copy of the Times. Then after he has taken his breakfast, he went to the reading room. A reading room means, children, a library where people go sit there and they start reading. So he went there and he started reading. He has been given a paper. The name of the paper was the Times. Phileas Fogg read the paper until 3:45. Till 4:45, he read the paper. His next task was reading the Standard. After he read the paper, then his next task was that he has to read the paper. The name of the paper was the Standard. Occupied him till the dinner hour. Past dinner, Mr. Fogg reappeared in the reading room and sat down at 20 minutes to 6. After he took his dinner, then he sat there. Again he appeared in the reading room and he started doing some reading. Half an hour later, several members of the reform came in and drew up to the fireplace where a fire was burning steadily and Fogg had already taken his place. Now after his dinner, Fogg again appeared in his reading room, and there he sat near the fireplace and he came close to the fire, and there he sat there and Fogg took his place there. The members were Mr. Fogg's usual companions. He always used to go to the Reform Club, and there he used to take his breakfast, and after taking his breakfast he used to go to the reading room where he used to read the papers. After reading the papers, he saw his companions came. Companions means his friends. His friends came there. He also joined to Mr. Fogg. The members were Mr. Fogg's usual companions, his usual friends. Andrew Stott, he was an engineer. John Sullivan and Samuel Fallentin, both were the bankers, they were working in bank. And Thomas Flanagan, a brewer. Brewer means, children, a person who works in a company who makes beer, alcohols. So he was a person who works in this company. And Gauthur Ralph, one of the directors of the Bank of England. He sat there near the fireplace. He had his friends. One was Andrew Stott, he was an engineer. Then John Sullivan and Samuel Fallentin, both were the person who were working in bank. And Thomas Flanagan, a brewer. And Gauthur Ralph, he was one of the directors working in the Bank of England. Well, Ralph said, Flanagan, what about that robbery? Then Ralph started talking to Flanagan. He said that, what about the robbery? These four friends, they are talking about a robbery that took place in the Bank of England. They got together and they are now having a conversation. What happened about the robbery? Oh, remarked Stott, the bank will lose the money. Then in between, Stott said that I think the bank will lose the money. It's a big amount. On the contrary, Brooke and Ralph, I hope we will get the robber. Skillful detectives have been sent to all the principal ports of America and continent. Then Ralph said that I hope we are going to lose the money. Then Stott said that, oh, remarked Stott. Stott said that we will lose the money. Then Ralph said that I hope we will get the person who has robbed the money from the bank. Why? Because some skillful detectives have been sent all over the ports, all over the railway stations, all over the ports. Some skillful detectives have been sent to all over the ports, and the robber will be caught as soon as possible. A robbery has occurred 3 days before at the Bank of England. A package of banknotes to the value £55,000 had been taken from the principal's cashier table. Friends said that then they had a conversation. They said that in the Bank of England a robbery took place, and the robber has taken a package of £55,000 of money. He has robbed and he ran away from the bank. As soon as the robbery was discovered, detectives hastened off to Liverpool, Glasgow, Havre, Swiss, Brindisi, New York, and other ports. These are all the name of the ports where they have sent all the skillful detectives. All the detectives have been sent there to find out the person, to catch the person who has taken a big amount from the Bank of England. Detectives were also asked to closely watch those who arrived at or left London by rail. Now, detectives have been told that to watch very closely the people who has left from London by rail. The Daily Telegraph said that a well-dressed gentleman had been observed going to and fro in the room where the crime was committed. And by the Daily Telegraph, they came to know that a man who was several times coming in and going out of the room has been observed. A person, by with the help of the Daily Telegraph, they came to know that a gentleman who was several times coming in and going out of the room has been observed going to and fro in the room where the crime was committed. On the day of the robbery, a description of him was sent. Then the conversation what was going on among the four friends. He said that I hope that the one gentleman could be observed going in the room, coming out of the room several times, and when the robbery has been committed, when the robbery took place, and the gentleman has been observed several times at the time of the robbery. Everywhere people were wondering if the thief would be caught or not. The Reform Club was specially agitated. Agitated means, children, worried. Several of its members being bank officials. Now everyone were waiting when the robber will be caught, because he have taken a big amount from the Bank of England, a package of 55,000 pounds from the Bank of England. I maintain, said Stout, that the chances are in favor of the thief. The Stout said in between that I hope the chances are in favor of the robber. Robber has taken the money and I don't think we will get the money back. Well, but where can he go to? Asked Ralph. No country is safe for him. Then Ralph said in between, I think that where he will go, he will be caught. Why? Because no other countries are safe. Because where he will run, where he will go out of the country, he will be caught, because all our detectives are all over the important ports. In this picture, you will see 5 friends of Phileas Fogg are sitting near the fireplace having a conversation on the robbery. In this picture, you will see 5 friends sitting and having conversation on the robbery that took place in the Bank of England. I don't know that the world is big enough. It was once, said Fogg in a low tone. What do you mean by once? Has the world grown smaller? Asked Trot. Now here, Ralph was saying that no country is safe for the robber. Then Fogg said that, do you oh, I don't know about that, but he said once. Then he said that the world is big enough, but it was once. Then the Fogg said in a very low tone. Then Trot asked, what do you mean by once? Certainly, Ralph asserted. I agree with Mr. Fogg. The world has indeed grown smaller, since one can go round in 10 times more quickly than 100 years ago. Then Ralph said that the world is big enough. And I agree with Mr. Fogg. He says that the world is that one can go around the world 10 times more quickly as compared to 100 years ago. But Stout was not convinced and said with a short laugh, you, Ralph, have a strange way of proving that the world has grown smaller. So because you can go round it in 3 months. Then Ralph said that, I hope that you can go round the world in 3 months. In 80 days, Frog broke in. Then Frog said, in 80 days, you can go round the world in 80 days? That is true, gentlemen, added John Sullivan. Only 80 days. Then John also supported his answer that in only 80 days we can go around the world. Breakfast was washed means children, mean breakfast was followed, means breakfast was laid on the table. By liquid food occurred, taken place, principal mean important. Cashier, an officer of the bank who handles cash payments. Hastened off, worried away. Agitated means deeply worried about the topic. Maintain, to hold a view on. Chances are in favor of the thief. It looks like the thief will be lucky enough to escape from being caught. Yes, in 80 days, exclaimed Strout, but that doesn't take into account bad weather, contrary winds, shipwrecks, railway accidents, and so on. All included, replied Fogg. I would like to see someone to do it in 80 days, challenged Strout. Strout has said that I want somebody would challenge me, that I can take a round around the world in 80 days. Fogg said that, Phileas Fogg said that I am ready to accept your challenge, and he said that you may face different types of problem. You may face bad weather, railway accidents, shipwrecks, and many other and stormy winds also. He said all are included in this, and I accept your challenge. Shall we go? Asked Fogg. Fogg said, shall we go for a challenge? I wouldn't want to go myself, but I would wager 4,000 pounds that such a journey is impossible, Strout asserted. Asserted means children express his view. He said that I express my view that nobody can go around the world in 80 days, and I want that somebody should take a bet with me, and somebody should challenge me, and I'm going to give you 4,000 pounds for such a journey, as such a journey is impossible, and somebody can take a bet with me. Quite possible. On the contrary, Fogg replied, well then, make it. Strout dared him. I should like nothing better, said Fogg. This was too exciting a wager for him to resist. Phileas Fogg was a punctual man. He always used to take challenges in his life. He said, this is a very exciting thing for me to take a challenge, to take a round around the world in 80 days. Whatever be the condition, whether bad weather, whether stormy wind, railway accidents, shipwrecks, but I am ready to take a challenge, and I will be back in 80 days, he said. When will you start? Asked Strout. At once, said Fogg. It's absurd, cried Strout. Fogg seemed to be teasing him, and the teasing had gone on too far for him to take lightly. Strout said that, I think you are teasing me. He said, no, I am ready to accept your challenge because I know that I can take a round around the world in 80 days, and I am ready to accept your challenge. Strout said that, are you teasing me? He said, no, I will take your challenge very lightly, and I am ready to accept it right now. Strout said, are you silly? He said, no, I am ready to take your challenge. So children, I have taught part 1 of this chapter, The Journey Begins. I am going to continue the next part in my next video. So now I am going to conclude my session. Till then, goodbye, be safe.